The Minister rightly recognises the toll...
Stella Creasy has been a vocal advocate for women's rights, including campaigning to make misogyny a hate crime and maternity rights. But she says the backlash she receives for those views has escalated after an unknown man filed a complaint to social services, accusing Miss Creasy of harbouring extreme views that he said could pose a risk to her own children.
I was outraged that somebody's response to disagreeing with me was to suggest that my children would be at risk and so should be removed from me. We can all have robust conversations, debates, discussions. I can passionately disagree with people, but threatening to take away their children because you don't agree with somebody is not free speech. It's a form of harassment.
Even though there was no evidence to back up the claim, Waltham Forest Council says it had a duty to look into the case, while Leicestershire Police told us it carried out a full investigation.
The police were very clear to me that there was no basis to the complaint other than his concerns about my view. It was purely based on his assessment. But the idea that you use a third-party organisation to harass somebody in the public eye, I think is very, very troubling.
And she says police told her she should expect to be challenged in this way because she's a public figure.
The police response, I think, reflects why the concerns about misogyny are not just about the Metropolitan Police. The police officer told me that my views were extreme and said this man had a perfectly protected right and was entitled to do what he did, but also then said that he wasn't motivated by hatred of women. If this isn't hating women, I don't know what it is.
Now, this complaint actually remains on file,
yes,
doesn't it? Tell me about that.
So one of the very practical things is it now means that my children have a social services record. A couple of weeks ago, I had to take my son to A&E, and in the middle of it, they asked me, as they rightly do, is your child known to social services? What on earth am I supposed to say about that?
But social work experts say cases brought to them, even those found baseless, should remain on file.
You must establish an understanding of a child's life story. Now, of course, some of those complaints, as we've sadly seen in this situation, may be vexatious and malicious, but some of those complaints a local authority may initially believe are vexatious and malicious and have no further evidence to support them, could eventually turn out to have a basis.
Ms Creasy says this was harassment without consequences. She wants to see those who make malicious claims given a caution or even prosecuted for wasting police time. Nick Martin, Sky News.